Destination underground. It's time to fight every dragon absolution, every death of the Saiyan revolution. A new day back in Planet Vegeta, collapse a capsule to the morning earth, the shadows of cast. Bardock, the late father of Kakarott, blown away to decay from the last time he fought. Red ribbon from his forehead, remains of his spirit, channeling the future. He was put to the limit, reaching out his hand, whispering, my son, knowing no other resemblance to him. He was the one, carried the promise of his sacrifice into the sun. Before Kakarott knew it, pressure had already been done. Raised by Grandpa Gohan and met Bulma and Yamcha, trained with Master Roshi in order to get farther. Powerful and flying Nimbus against the Red Ribbon army. The Red Ribbons couldn't stop him and ended up sorry. When his brother Raditz arrived to the blue planet to recruit Kakarott, but Goku wouldn't let it happen. Gohan was captured, and amongst the battle fray, the tag team wouldn't let the new Saints get their way. Piccolo beside to the end, Goku sacrificed his life before when Vegeta and Nappa destroyed everything in sight. Rest in peace, Yamcha, Piccolo, Tien, and Chaozu. Over 9,000 Goku spared Vegeta's life when he was through. But when it was time, the Ginyu Force attacked on a new green planet entitled Namek. Vegeta for the Dragon Balls, Blue scouted with all the Krillin and Gohan. There was no time to stall. The spirit bomb that Goku thought put Frieza to death was a tragedy that corrupted the will of the end. Lobo shot Vegeta to and Krillin blow from inside. Goku Super Saiyan Soul screamed out a battle cry. Is he alive? That was a good question, pondering in everyone's minds before they saw a new young Saiyan. His name was Trunks. He came from the future. Another dispatch after he had sliced Frieza, burning tattoo in a race of ash. Breaking news came slowly that all the Z fighters had died, including his father Vegeta and everyone that was alive. Androids 19 and 20 came around town to destroy the city. Yamcha was the first victim of an incoming obscurity. 17 and 18, the main threats of Trunks' past, so the incoming future of where destruction will come to pass. Goku's heart disease, knowing he couldn't fight without E-Cell, a ruthless creature, killing without bonus. It was underway, the Cell Games first round. Goku, he gave up in the end to let his son Gohan have a shot too. Cell crushed Android 16's will, that's due to a newfound promise, Super Saiyan level 2. When it was said and done, Trunks had died before Gohan won, and Goku had made the pledge to once again save everyone. Trunks was wished back to health. 7 years later, there was a break from all this android hate, even her. 18 had become a female for human, a wife to Krillin. They even had a daughter, Marin. She was no more a villain. Baba allowed Goku back to Earth for one day to stay, a chance to see his son, Goten, only today. Furious, Gohan protected Videl, who was beaten upon the Majin Sen. Vegeta went back to the prince that was gone. From a blast to the left to a blast to the right, from Vegeta, Goku couldn't allow anyone else to die. To the long-awaited fight, Vegeta turned to stone. Reincarnation, the fight was not yet atoned. Vegeta, Gotenks, Gohan fusions over new power recovery. Kid Boo's life was a wretched one to disintegrate soon. The dead zone where the battle cries of God down and out. The tree of might, Turles was the new face of certain doubt. Cool revenge for himself, couldn't grow power to rule for Android 13 and missed opportunity for Jiro's open door. Broly, the Super Saiyan legend of myths, a second coming. Bojack unbound for Gohan's anger and not to start running. Namba, a demon for what heaven forgot to lay to rest. Take beyond the soul soldier who regards pure hatred to best. A kid again, wished back by Emperor Pilaf and crew, whom was trained by Goku. The youth was named Ooh. Baby invaded Vegeta as well as Super Saiyan 4. When looked at the moon, the power was well decided for. Super 17 was a lock away, twice more from hell. When Omega, Shenron, fought Gogeta, they all fell. Dragon, we rock the dragon, Ball Z.